Bicara tentang agama dan tuntunannya, pendidikan dan aspek-aspek penunjangnya, inspirasi usaha yang sesuai dengan syariah, semuanya bermuara pada insan beriman, bertakwa, berakhlak mulia, cerdas dan kuat. Mari berjaya bersama Voice FM, number 1 Islamic Edu-Business Radio.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Live on air from the Garden of Knowledge and Virtue Smait Istiqamah Ypait Balikpapan. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Assalatu wassalam ala asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. Hello sahabat Voice, how are you? I hope you all doing well. I hope your activities today run smoothly. Inshallah, this program will make your day more fun and full of spirit. Sahabat Voice, now you are listening to the Teen Voice program presented by Smait Istiqamah Ypait Balikpapan, and with me, Rafif, on this Friday, September 27, 2024. Today, we're excited to dive into a topic that's not just trending but also transforming our world: artificial intelligence, or AI in education. AI is shaping how we learn and interact with educational content, and we are here to explore its implication. We have two awesome guests joining us today. First up is Galang.
Thanks, Rafif. I'm super excited to be here and chat about AI in education. It's such a relevant topic for us students.
And we're also joined by Walid, a fellow student who has explored AI tools in our classes. Great to have you, Walid.
Thanks for having me, Rafif. AI and how it affects our learning. Listener, as usual, we will accompany you for 1 hour, making your Friday even nicer. Let's kick things off by discussing how AI is currently being integrated into our educational systems and the technologies being used.
So, Galang, have you provide us with an overview of what AI in education really looks like today? What technologies are we seeing in our schools?
Of course, AI is transforming education in numerous ways, making it more personalized and engaging for students. One major application is intelligent tutoring system. These systems are designed to mimic the guidance we would receive from a human tutor, adapting to our learning styles and needs. For instance, platforms like Han Academy and Dreambox Learning use AI to assess how we perform on various tasks and then adjust the difficulty level accordingly. This means if you're struggling with a particular math concept, the system will provide additional resource and practice problem until you grasp the idea.
That's fascinating. It sounds like these intelligent tutoring systems are like having a personal coach. Can you tell us a bit more about how these systems actually work?
Definitely. This system use algorithm to analyze our interaction with the content. They track our progress over time, nothing where we excel and where we might need extra help. By collecting data and our answer, time spent on tasks, and even patterns in our responses, the AI can create a tailored learning path for us. This personalized approach helps ensure we build a strong foundation in each subject before moving on to more challenging material. For example, if I'm great at geometry but struggling with algebra, the system will focus more on algebra until I feel more confident.
That's a game changer. I've noticed that when we use this system in class, we tend to engage more with the material. The feedback is instantaneous, which makes a huge difference. We're not just waiting for a teacher to grade our work. We know right away what we need to improve.
That's very cool. I've seen chatbots used for language learning apps where they help practice conversations. It makes the process feel more interactive and less intimidating.
Exactly, and that immediacy can really change our motivation. But what about adaptive learning platforms? Can you explain how they differ from traditional learning methods?
That's a proactive way to address student engagement. It's like the technology can recognize when we're zoning out and interference. But with all these innovations, I think it's also important for us to discuss the potential downsides and challenges as well.
Absolutely, Walid. We'll definitely get into that in our later discussions, but for now, it's clear that AI is paving the way for a more personalized, engaging, and adaptive educational experience. Let's take a short break and come back to discuss how AI tools have personally impacted our experiences in school.
You are listening Voice Radio.
Number one Islamic Edu-Business Radio. Have a good day.
Halo, Pak Cahyo?
Wow, Pak Dedi ya?
Iya, siang ini kita ketemu di mana?
Saya mau ngajak Pak Dedi ke rumah makan Kairo.
Apa? Ke Kairo?
Hah?
Pak Cahyo.
Ya.
Saya baru datang dari Jakarta dan sekarang saya masih di bandara ini. Kalau saya harus ke Kairo lagi,
Hah?
saya harus ngubah seluruh jadwal saya hari ini. Kenapa Pak Cahyo nggak bilang dari kemarin?
Maaf Pak Dedi, saya ngajak Pak Dedi ke rumah makan Kairo, bukan ke Kairo.
Hah? Rumah makan Kairo?
Iya.
Wah, saya jadi ngerasa bersalah ini. Oke, kalau gitu makan siang bareng ya kita ya.
Kalau itu sih pasti Pak Dedi. Oh iya, Pak Dedi.
Ya?
Pak Dedi sudah pernah minum teh poci Kairo belum?
Belum.
Kalau pisang goreng Kairo?
Belum, pokoknya semua yang di Kairo saya belum.
Sudah saatnya Anda menikmati menu makanan yang berbeda di rumah makan Kairo di Ruko Sentra Eropa 2 Balikpapan Baru, Blok AB 9 nomor 26. Telepon 0812 5028 0006 0812 5028 0006.
Halo Pak Cahyo, hari Sabtu sampai Minggu saya masih di Balikpapan ini.
Kemarin saya lihat di daftar menu Kairo, untuk hari Sabtu dan Minggu ada menu spesial.
Gulai kikil, kacang hijau, dan
Gulai kepala kambing.
Nah, betul.
Jadi Pak Dedi minta diantar ke Kairo ini.
Hah? Rumah makan Kairo, Pak.
Ayo kita ke rumah makan Kairo.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi washabihi wa mawala. Perkenalkan, saya Dr. Erwin Baskoro dari Klinik Syariah Jaya Sifa Balikpapan. Saya mengucapkan jazakumullahu khairan kepada teman-teman di Voice FM 103,7 yang telah membantu dalam hal memberikan pelayanan iklan kepada Klinik Syariah Jaya Sifa, sehingga masyarakat Kota Balikpapan semakin mengetahui pelayanan dan fasilitas-fasilitas yang dimiliki oleh klinik Syariah Jaya Sifa. Dan dengan iklan tersebut, alhamdulillah jumlah kunjungan pasien juga bertambah, yang mengetahui keberadaan dari klinik Syariah Jaya Sifa juga semakin banyak. Saya merasa puas dengan pelayanan yang diberikan oleh teman-teman di Voice FM, baik dalam hal penawaran harga maupun dalam hal konten atau isi dari iklan yang ditayangkan. Insya Allah kedepannya akan menjalin kerjasama terus antara Voice FM dan Klinik Syariah Jaya Sifa. Demikian, terima kasih. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Voice FM, number one Islamic Edu-Business Radio.
Udah dibilangin jangan nonton TV deket-deket. Diam, lagi seru nih. Baca buku jangan di tempat yang gelap, apalagi sambil tiduran gitu. Ih, mau jadi apa tuh mata kalau kerjaannya main laptop sama HP mulu?
Aduh, si kakak dari tadi berisik banget sih. Biarin aja kek, mata juga mataku ini.
Emang mau nanti matanya rusak?
Gak mau lah.
Makanya rawat tuh mata, jaga jarak pandang kamu kalau lagi nonton TV, dan kalau baca buku di tempat yang cahayanya cukup. Jangan lupa makan sayur-sayuran yang bervitamin A juga loh.
Iya ngerti. Kayak dokter aja sih.
Loh, emang gue dokter sih.
Rawat mata kita dari sekarang, karena mata adalah jendela dunia.
Pesan ini dipersembahkan oleh Voice FM.
103.77 Voice FM.
Anda tengah mendengarkan Voice FM, number one Islamic Edu-Business Radio. Bicara tentang agama dan tuntunannya, pendidikan dan aspek-aspek penunjangnya, inspirasi usaha yang sesuai dengan syariah, semuanya bermuara pada insan beriman, bertakwa, berakhlak mulia, cerdas dan kuat. Mari berdaya, berjaya bersama Voice FM, number one Islamic Edu-Business Radio.
This is 103.7 Voice FM, the number one Islamic education and business radio. We're back on Teen Voice, presented by Smait Istiqamah Ypait Balikpapan, and we're still exploring our topic today, AI in education. Sahabat Voice, I want to remind you to listen to Teen Voice every Friday from 2 to 3 p.m. and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Istiqamah Ypait channel.
Adaptive learning platforms are designed to personalize education even further, unlike one-size-fits-all teaching approach. These platforms continuously analyze data to adapt the curriculum in real time. They assess not just our answer, but our thought process and learning behavior. For instance, if I consistently get multiple choice question wrong but show understanding in open-ended question, the system can adapt by providing more open-ended question to help reinforce my knowledge and in a way that works best for me.
That's a significant shift from traditional methods. It seems to empower us as learners. What other technologies are involved in this AI revolution in education?
Another exciting technology is the use of AI-powered education chatbots. These chatbots can assist students by answering common questions, providing resource or even offering emotional support during stressful study session. They are available 24/7, making learning assistant much more accessible. Imagine having a virtual study buddy who can help clarify doubts at any hour.
That's pretty cool. I've seen chatbots used for language learning apps where they help practice conversations. It makes the process more interactive and less intimidating.
Exactly. Additionally, smart classroom technologies are emerging, which use AI to enhance the learning environment. This includes tools like smart whiteboards and projectors that can analyze student engagement and adjust lessons based on how well students are participating. If a class seems disengaged, the AI can suggest different teaching strategies or activities to get us some more involved.
That's a proactive way to address student engagement. It's like the technology can recognize when we're zoning out and intervene. But with all these innovations, I think it's also important for us to discuss a potential downsides and challenges as well.
Let's dive into our personal experiences with AI tools in education. Walid, you have been using some of the platforms in your studies. Can you share how AI tools have impacted your learning experience and a specific example that stands out?
Definitely. One of my favorite tools is Khan Academy. I love how it tailors the learning experience to my needs. For instance, when I first started using it for math, I struggled with certain topics like fractions. The platform recognized that I was having trouble and provide me with extra practice problems, especially targeting those areas. It felt like having a tutor who knows exactly what I need to work on.
That's great. It's having a personal coach guiding you through the learning process. Did you notice any change in your confidence after using the platform?
Absolutely. After spending more time on Khan Academy, I start feeling more confident in my math skills. The platform gives instant feedback, which is super helpful. When I get a problem wrong, it will not only tell me the right answer but also explain why I made that mistake. This helped me understand my errors and learn from them instead of just feeling discouraged.
That's really important. Learning from mistakes is crucial. I've also used Duolingo for language learning, and I find that AI plays a significant role there too. The app uses algorithms to adapt to my learning pace. For example, if I get a set of vocabulary question right consistently, it will gradually introduce more challenging phrase. But if I struggle with certain words, it brings them back for review until I master them.
That's a neat feature. Do you think the gamified elements of these apps help make learning more engaging?
Definitely. The gamification aspect keeps it fun. Duolingo has these tricks and rewards that motivate me to practice every day. It turns learning into a game where I want to beat my own record. This competitive edge encourages consistent practice, which is key for language acquisition.
I agree. It makes studying feel less like a chore and more like a fun activity. Also, platforms like Grammarly have been a lifesaver for my writing assignments. The AI not only checks for grammatical errors, but also offers suggestions on improving my writing style. This feedback has helped me become a better writer overall.
Grammarly is amazing. Have you noticed any specific improvements in your writing since you started using it?
Definitely, I used to struggle with sentence structure and clarity, but now I pay more attention to these elements. The suggestions from Grammarly prompt me to think critically about how I express my ideas. It's like having a writing coach who's always there to help.
That's fantastic. I think it's crucial for us to be open to using these tools. However, I also feel that there are challenges associated with relying too heavily on technology. What do you think, Rafif?
I agree. While these tools are beneficial, there's a risk of becoming too dependent on them. We might rely on AI for answers rather than attempting to figure things out ourselves. It's essential to maintain a balance between using technology and developing our critical thinking skills.
Exactly. I think it's important for our teachers to guide us on how to use these tools effectively. They can help us understand when to rely on technology and when to engage in traditional study methods. Additionally, not everyone learns the same way, so some students might struggle with technology. It's vital that the teacher recognize this and offer different resources.
That's a great point. Schools should provide supports for all learning styles. Some students might find that intimidating, and in those cases, it would help if teachers could offer alternative methods of learning alongside AI tools.
So we'll discuss some of the ethical consideration and future innovations in AI education. Galang, beyond access, what ethical consideration should students and school keep in mind when implementing AI in education?
There's a crucial topics to explore. One of the main concerns is data privacy. When we use AI tools, we often provide personal information, and schools must ensure that this data is protected. We need to be aware of what data is being collected, how it's used, and who has access to it. For instance, many educational platforms gather data to improve their service, but students and parents should be informed and give consent before that happens.
Exactly, and it's not just about protecting our data. We also have to think about how biases in AI could impact students. If the algorithms behind these tools are not properly designed, they could reinforce stereotypes or unfairly evaluate a student's abilities based on flawed data. For example, if an AI system is trained on basic historical data, it may not provide equal learning opportunities to all students.
That's a significant concern. It highlights the importance of transparency in how these AI systems operate. We should be advocating for systems that are designed with fairness in mind. How do you think schools can address these issues?
Schools need to engage in open discussion about the ethical use of AI in education. They should also involve students in this conversation. For instance, having forums where students can voice their concerns about privacy and bias would be beneficial. Additionally, teachers and administrators should receive training on this issue to ensure they are informed about the implication of using AI.
Education about AI ethics should be part of our curriculum. As future leaders and innovators, we need to understand the implications of the technology we're using. Also, institutions should collaborate with tech companies to create better standards for data protection and ethical AI usage in education.
Those are excellent points. Now, let's shift gears and talk about some exciting innovations on the horizon. Galang, what are some innovative AI technologies that you think could further change our education landscape?
Okay, there are some really fascinating development in the works. One exciting area is the integration of AI with virtual and augmented reality. These technologies could create immersive learning experience that allow us to explore subjects in ways we've never imagined. For example, imagine being able to take a virtual field trip to ancient Rome, interacting with 3D models of its historical landmarks, and getting instant feedbacks on quizzes related to what you've learning. That kind of hand-on experience can make learning so much more impactful.
Right, it's about finding what works best for each student. Overall, our experiences with AI in education have been positive, but it's crucial to keep this consideration in mind as we move forward. Let's take another quick break, and when we return, we'll discuss the ethical consideration and potential future innovations related to AI in education.
You are listening Voice Radio.
Number one Islamic Edu-Business Radio. Have a good day.
Energi listrik dengan segala kebaikannya memberikan banyak manfaat bagi kehidupan manusia. Selain untuk penerangan, manfaat listrik juga sebagai penghasil panas dan penghasil gerak. Begitu pentingnya energi listrik ini, sehingga setiap orang pasti membutuhkan listrik untuk menunjang keperluannya. Akan tetapi, penggunaan listrik yang tidak tepat juga bisa menyebabkan bencana. Musibah kebakaran, kerugian materi, bahkan sampai korban jiwa bisa saja terjadi jika kita lalai dan tidak bijak dalam penggunaan energi listrik. Agar tidak terjadi bencana karena kesalahan penggunaan listrik, berikut ini adalah hal-hal yang harus kita perhatikan dan kita lakukan. Pertama, jangan membiasakan menumpuk steker terlalu banyak di satu tempat, karena hal tersebut dapat menyebabkan panas penampang kabel sehingga menimbulkan arus pendek dan menyebabkan kebakaran. Kedua, ganti saklar atau stop kontak yang sudah tidak layak pakai atau rusak. Ketiga, apabila sekring di rumah putus, gantilah dengan yang baru dan sesuai standar, karena menggunakan sekring yang tidak sesuai standar akan menyebabkan kebakaran. Keempat, jangan bermain layang-layang di dekat jaringan listrik. Benang yang digunakan bermain layang-layang dapat berfungsi sebagai penghantar listrik yang bisa menyebabkan sengatan listrik. Kelima, jauhkan anak-anak Anda dari keberadaan stop kontak atau gunakan stop kontak yang memiliki tutup pengaman. Keenam, jangan meninggalkan setrika dalam kondisi menyala. Jika sudah selesai digunakan, segera lepas dari stop kontak. Ketujuh, jangan membuat pompa bor di bawah jaringan listrik. Dan kedelapan, segera melapor dan minta bantuan petugas PLN untuk memangkas ranting pohon yang menyentuh jaringan listrik. Mari pahami dan lakukan penggunaan listrik dengan benar demi keselamatan bersama. Iklan ini dipersembahkan oleh K3L dan Keamanan PLN UID Kalimantan Timur dan Utara.
Assalamualaikum Mbak, lagi nunggu ya? Kayaknya saya baru lihat Mbak di salon ini.
Waalaikumsalam. Iya Mbak, lagi nunggu giliran perawatan. Saya memang baru kali ini datang ke salon ini. Kalau Mbak gimana? Sepertinya sudah jadi langganan nih.
Alhamdulillah, saya memang sudah 5 tahunan ini selalu mempercayakan kebutuhan perawatan diri dan keluarga di Despa Salon Muslimah. Selain tempatnya nyaman, privasinya yang terjaga, layanan perawatan kecantikan di Despa Salon Muslimah juga sangat lengkap loh.
Wah, saya baru mau mencoba nih. Apa saja sih perawatan kecantikan yang ada di Despa Salon Muslimah?
Mau tahu? Di Spa Salon Muslimah ada perawatan tubuh loh. Ada juga perawatan rambut, treatment wajah, refleksi, pedicure, manicure, sampai dengan treatment untuk mengatasi masalah kewanitaan. Selain itu, di Spa Salon Muslimah juga punya produk serum wajah dan body lotion yang sudah pasti aman dan halal. Jadi kita nggak perlu khawatir lagi.
Wah, berarti saya nggak salah pilih salon nih. Ikutan juga jadi member, biar bisa rutin merawat diri. Apalagi di Spa Salon Muslimah setiap bulannya ada promo-promo menarik.
Nah, bukan cuma itu saja. The Spa Salon Muslimah juga menawarkan paket-paket menarik seperti paket treatment pre-wedding, paket treatment untuk ibu hamil dan pasca melahirkan, sampai ada juga paket untuk kids and baby massage.
Berarti recommended banget nih untuk para muslimah yang mau perawatan jelang pernikahan dan bunda-bunda yang mau me time tapi tetap bisa bersama anak-anak.
Kunjungi The Spa Salon Muslimah di alamat Jalan Jenderal Sudirman nomor 14 Marconi dari jam 9 pagi sampai dengan jam 9 malam. Atau kunjungi cabang The Spa Salon Muslimah di Jalan Soekarno-Hatta Kilo 1 Muara Rapak jam 10 pagi sampai dengan jam 6 sore. The Spa Salon Muslimah buka setiap hari dari Senin sampai dengan Ahad. Dan hari libur nasional tetap buka loh. Untuk reservasi dapat menghubungi nomor 0542 418 009 atau 0821 5755 8531. Percayakan perawatan kecantikan diri Anda dan rasakan pelayanan yang ramah, nyaman, dan menyenangkan hanya di The Spa Salon Muslimah. The Spa Salon Muslimah sangat memahami kebutuhan kita sebagai muslimah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Perkenalkan, saya Farhana, owner rumah makan Kairo di Balikpapan. Saya ingin menyampaikan terima kasih dan apresiasi kepada Voice FM atas kerjasama yang baik dalam menyiarkan iklan rumah makan Kairo di Balikpapan dan sekitarnya. Dengan penyiaran iklan tersebut, alhamdulillah dengan izin Allah Subhanahu wa taala telah membawa dampak yang positif terhadap meningkatnya penjualan rumah makan Kairo yang berada di Ruko Sentra Eropa 2, Blok AB 9, nomor 26, Balikpapan Baru. Rumah makan Kairo yang menyediakan banyak pilihan menu spesial masakan kambing termasuk nasi biryani, nasi kebuli, nasi goreng kambing, susu kambing, jus kurma, dan pilihan menu istimewa lainnya dengan harga yang terjangkau. Sekali lagi saya mengucapkan terima kasih untuk Voice FM dan terus maju dalam menggapai sukses bersama. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Voice FM, number one Islamic Edu-Business Radio.
Bobor, ada kemana ya orang-orang? Bobor, bang, bubur bang, dua, siap. Alhamdulillah.
Mana bro? Bosan nih gua. Pesan apa? Jomblo. Ya nikah, tidur sendiri, makan sendiri, cari istri dong. Wah, masya Allah. Wih, ini aduh, mantap. Makasih man. Ntar uangnya so. Nah, gimana? Apa? Ada nggak? Ya nantilah tanyain ke Siaran dulu ya. Siapa tahu ada temennya. Darurat nih. Iya, makan dulu. Udah. Bismillah. Main makan aja. Kenapa emang? Baca bismillah dulu. Atuh, Allah. Ana lupa bro. Biasanya baca kok. Lupa atau lapar? Dua-duanya sih. Jadi gimana dong? Kan lupa sama lapar manusiawi. Iya sih, manusiawi. Cuman gini deh. Ana pernah baca nih dari Aisyah radhiyallahu anha. Jadi intinya kalau kita lupa baca bismillah tuh di awal makan, lupa baca bismillah, selanjutnya kita ada bacaannya gini, bismillahi awalahu wa akhirahu. Apabila salah seorang di antara kalian makan, maka hendaklah ia mengucapkan bismillah. Jika ia lupa menyebutkannya, maka hendaklah ia mengucapkan bismillahi fi awalihi wa akhirihi. Itu bro. Oh gitu ya? Iya. Jadi anak cobain ya? Iya dong, harus. Bismillahi awalahu wa akhirahu. Mantap, sah. Makan nih. Makan. Sikat. Oh iya, bismillah. Alhamdulillah, nah habis bro. Mantap.
103.77 Voice FM. Anda tengah mendengarkan Voice FM, number one Islamic Edu-Business Radio. Bicara tentang agama dan tuntunannya, pendidikan dan aspek-aspek penunjangnya, inspirasi usaha yang sesuai dengan syariah, semuanya bermuara pada insan beriman, bertakwa, berakhlak mulia, cerdas dan kuat. Mari berdaya, berjaya bersama Voice FM, number one Islamic Edu-Business Radio.
This is 103.7 Voice FM, the number one Islamic education and business radio. We're back on Tin Voice, presented by Smait Istiqamah Ypait Balikpapan. And still with us here for our last segment, continuing our discussion on AI in education. So, Walid, what are some innovative AI technologies that you think could further change our education landscape?
Immersive experience like that could truly enhance our understanding of complex topics. Plus, with AI-driven simulations, we could practice real-world skills in a safe environment. For instance, medical students could could use AI simulations to practice surgeries without the risk involved in actual procedures.
Exactly. These advancements could revolutionize vocational training as well. Imagine students in engineering or trades learning through realistic simulations before stepping into actual labs or workshops. It's about bridging the gap between theory and practical application.
And we might also see AI helping to facilitate peer learning. Future technologies could analyze group dynamics in classroom and suggest optimal group formations for collaborative projects based on each student's strengths and weaknesses. This could lead to more effective teamwork and enhance social skills alongside academic performance.
It's a good idea. It would encourage collaboration and help us learn from one another. With AI managing group dynamics, we can foster a more inclusive environment where every student has a role that plays to their strengths.
With all these innovations, how do you think our roles as students will change in the classroom?
I believe we'll become more active participants in our learning journeys. As AI takes care of more administrative tasks like grading and monitoring progress, we can focus on deeper learning and exploration. We might even have the opportunity to customize our learning experiences more than ever, choosing topics that interest us and working at our own pace.
That's a fantastic perspective. With AI handling the more tedious aspect of education, we'll likely be encouraged to think critically and creatively. It could empower us to pursue projects that align with our passions, leading to more meaningful learning experience.
As we wrap up, what advice would you both give to students about embracing AI in education?
Stay curious and open-minded. Experiment with different AI tools available to you and find what works best for your learning style. It's all about enhancing the experience and making it enjoyable. And don't hesitate to communicate with your teachers about tools you think could be useful in class.
And I'd add that we will actively participate in discussion about the ethical use of AI in education. Share your thoughts on how technology can improve learning while advocating for fair access and practices. Remember, we all have a voice, and it's essential that we use it to shape our educational experience.
Fantastic insights. Thank you, Galang and Walid, for joining me today and sharing your perspectives. It's clear that while AI has potential to enhance education, we must navigate its complexities thoughtfully and inclusively. Okay, sahabat voice, we have to say goodbye because time is over. But don't forget to listen Tin Voice every Friday from 2 to 3 p.m. only in our radio station 103.7 Voice FM, number 1 Islamic education business radio. And don't forget to like, comment and subscribe our YouTube channel, Istiqamah Ypait channel. And I am sorry if I do mistakes. Before we close, let's say hamdalah and doa kafaratul majlis.
Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin.
Future Quranic Leader
and Entrepreneur School.
See you next time.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bicara tentang agama dan tuntunannya, pendidikan dan aspek-aspek penunjangnya, inspirasi usaha yang sesuai dengan syariah, semuanya bermuara pada insan beriman, bertakwa, berakhlak mulia, cerdas dan kuat. Mari berdaya, berjaya bersama Voice FM, number 1 Islamic Edu-Business Radio.
Salaf dulu selalu mengarahkan agar pelajari, yakni gunakan